Hey guys, welcome back to Steve's Indies, and today we're going to be looking at what is an indie film. Why, you might ask? Well, that's because most films are quite controversial when it comes to classifying independent cinema. It's quite difficult to know which ones are actually independent and which ones are sitting right on the fence. For example, they might contain big stars, they might be well advertised, and they might actually have really big budgets, but they're still produced by an independent film company. So for those of you who don't know, the Terminator in 1984 was actually considered an independent film. Even though it was distributed by a big player back then in the 80s, Orion Pictures, it's actually produced by a British company called Hemdale. And again, for example, Mean Girls, starring Lindsay Lohan and Rachel McAdams, two big female stars, this one was actually considered independent for its production value, even though it was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Even Paranormal Activity, the horror film, the cult success that came out, that was produced by an indie company. So I'm just going to give you a very brief history, don't worry. Around 1908 in America, a trust was formed. They are called the Motion Picture Patents Company, I think, or MPPCs for short. They formed today what we know as the Big Six. Back then, however, it was the Big Five, and it comprised of 5 major Hollywood studios. These were 20th Century Fox, MGM, Paramount Pictures, RKO Pictures, and Warner Brothers, I believe. Today we take away RKO and MGM and we add these 3. They stand today as the major Hollywood production companies with the biggest budgets and the biggest rated stars. And usually most of the time these are the highest grossing films at the box office. Back then, filmmakers that were not part of this inner circle were branded as independents. So these filmmakers were cast out from the inner circle. Indies weren't really defined until the 1950s. Mainly in due to part the French New Wave and Jean-Luc Godard. Make no mistake about it, the Big Six today are not trying to get rid or push out independent cinema. They're actually doing the opposite. They're actually trying to promote this kind of creative filmmaking, and so the subsidiaries or divisions were created from the Big Six. So for example, 20th Century Fox has Fox Searchlight, Universal Pictures has Focus Features, Sony Pictures has Sony Picture Classics, which is one of my favourite. I love that one. So those of you who don't know, some independent films have this sign. Now this sign means that they have been shown at a independent film independent film festival like Sundance or Tribeca or Cannes Film Festival. My definition of an independent film is a low budget, slightly unknown film that has been produced and distributed outside of the major studio system. But distribution can be up for debate and can be argued. So if you want to know more about indies, I will leave some sources in the description below if you want to go out and investigate yourself. So a great read on this is by an author called Jeff King. He wrote a book called Indie 2.0, Change and Continuity in Contemporary American Indie Film. I will leave that in the description below. It's a great read. Just a great book talking about the renewal of independent cinema and the current state in contemporary Hollywood. Also, if you have seen or heard of a man named Ted Hope, any films that he's involved in, he is known as the guy for independent cinema. He's a producer. He's made some amazing independent films and is considered one of the best. Basically, he's created films like Happiness in 1998, which stars Philip Seymour Hoffman. And what I can gather from this film is that Happiness isn't based on happiness. It's considered one of the best independent films ever. Adventureland, he was involved in that, and just to name a few, but he's amazing, so go out and look at his films. I'm sure I'll be covering a few on this list eventually. Or if you're sick of these history lessons and you just want me to give you some films to watch, that's fine, I am moving on now. Subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this if you want to receive the first video, that'd be awesome. I can't wait to bring it to you guys. And like I've mentioned before, if you want to leave comments below in the videos about films that you possibly want me to review, films that you've seen and that you really recommend, that would be awesome. I will get to watching them. Really appreciate it, and I will see you very soon. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town.